Hey everyone, just a quick note. This is a little bit of a trigger warning between 44 minutes and 50 seconds and 59 minutes and 50 seconds. We have a bit of an interrogation. It's not particularly gruesome, at least not by how we normally kill things style, but we understand that it could be an upset. Interrogation is never great, so don't do it, kids. Welcome back, visitors, to the Lucky Die. Previously, Balance gets a vision, Pintor listens to his elders, Rhal has an idea about a sacrifice, Squash reminisces on a lonely childhood, and Zaltanna offers to step up for her friend. Whilst the vision of Amy's death further gives details about her demise, it also exposes more questions to be asked. Meanwhile, Pintor is attacked by an assassin sent by his aunt and drags the body to his brother for help. How many more of these assassins still lurk in the shadows? What could Demi have possibly done to the dragon stand? And how did Ama know so much before the apocalypse? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die. This little room has had another chair dragged in here so that Kythia and Balance can have their conversation. She's sitting there in her tiefling form. There's no need to hide where you are right now. And she's looking at you very sadly.
We could send someone else. I don't...
She kind of shrugs a little bit and says, the only other people we know that come from Kino are 5,000 years old.
I know. Wishful thinking.
Wow. If wishes were real, she kind of shrugs her shoulders and says, I guess we could just wish most of this away, but I don't think that's true.
Well, things are never that simple.
Is there anything you think I should say? Anything you're way better at this political stuff than I've ever been. Anything you want me to pass on, tell them.
Right now, the best thing is honesty, I think. I imagine that the people of Kino have already felt the disturbances in the world, much as we have. I don't think you'll be telling them anything new necessarily in regards to what has transpired. You just need to make sure that they understand that this is not something that they will be able to handle alone, nor can we. Unity is key.
Do you want me to tell them about Marnak? And the Dragonborn?
I think that would be a good idea, but perhaps omit some details. Maybe don't mention names.
Out of the moment, did you tell her about the vision that you had with Amy's ashes?
He probably would have ended up telling her after the fact. Like before sitting down for this sad conversation.
Do you want me to tell them that? Do you think it would be wise for me to tell them about you? Us, I mean. I am supposed to be married to someone else over there, but that's not happening now, obviously. And she kind of smiles and takes your hands a little bit.
That depends on how safe of a situation you think it'll be. I trust your insights on that sort of matter. If you think somebody may be hostile or aggressive at the mention, then I don't think it would be wise. I don't know how your former betrothed may handle it, but...
To be honest, I don't think he wants it either. But my brother and his father. She kind of shrugs her shoulders a little. There are big names over there.
I don't think you've ever told me in quite full detail. Are you royalty yourself in a way?
No, not really.
Of political stature?
Yeah, sorta. The system over there is a little bit more people with power and people. For example, your brother's friend Rhal, she could become a ruler over there if she wanted to, if she showed the aptitude for it, if she made the right connections, if she got her way there. It's not exactly a monarchy like you have, but having the right connections in the right places kind of helps too. My brother, he's on the council and he runs our hometown. The man I'm supposed to marry is the son of someone very important in the council.
That could work in our favor then, actually.
How do you mean?
It could be considered a very wise political move, being in a relationship with... Balance kind of has like an awkward look on his face. Technically royalty? Maybe just omit the part where I was denounced.
We're not.
It could work to our benefit, though, if they think that you've got an in with the royal family here. I mean, it's not unheard of for political families to marry to each other, as it seems was going to be the case for you. Just, you'd be entwined with the... Balance kind of starts turning really red in the face, realizing where this conversation is going, and is like,
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people are moving towards needing to work together, and horrible to say, but I think you're right. I think we work out well as some sort of weird political thing too.
At least it's you and me caught in the political thing and not you caught with someone else.
True. Okay. Well, at the moment you hear
just a moment.
A very loud rapping on the door as Pintor is there with his buddy and Rhal.
Are you guys opening the door or are you just knocking at it?
I'm not going to walk in on you. I would knock at the door.
Okay, then in that case, you hear just a moment, bit of a private conversation right now.
I don't say anything back.
Well, I don't know what else to tell you other than to just use your best discretion. If I could have my eyes and ears with you, I would, but I have no such means of doing so. I am not a wizard. Well...
She kind of like shrugs her shoulders a little bit. She says, I don't have that kind of magic to talk to you from a distance either. I don't have sending or anything like that. That's not where my skills lie. I guess we'll just have to trust we'll see each other again. I mean, the trip over nearly killed... We lost a lot of good people crossing over. And I'm not sure it's going to be any safer getting back. And back again. I'm just going to have faith that I'm going to see you again.
And I know that we will see each other again. But just to be sure, Balance is going to reach into his pack and pull out one of the +1 daggers that he had gotten.
Yep.
And he's going to hand that to her. Handle first.
She takes it.
And then he undoes the clasp around his neck and he swishes the cloak of protection around her neck.
Okay. Don't you need this?
Blue is more your color than it is mine. It goes well for you.
Not that you can really see it, but you can tell she's blushing under her scales. I have something for you. She reaches into the inside of her cloak, and she pulls out a round yellow stone, about the size of a palm. It has a lot of mist swirling on the inside of this yellow gem, and it has an X inside of a circle scored into it. And she says, "This is my alchemist stone. I might be able to scry to it, I know it really well. But while that mist still goes, you know I'm alive. And I know that Demi needs it for making the webs of creation, but this is the most important thing I own in the entire world. Other than, you, I guess. It will help you."
Balance looks down at the stone in his hand and then looks at her and just grabs her in an embrace and kisses her.
And we'll sideswipe to the other side of the door.
Pintor is... I'm assuming that right outside that room there's like a hallway.
Yes, it's a hallway, yes.
Pintor's like a little further down to give them a little privacy, but is still bleeding and is currently just like wrapping up his wounds and bandaging himself up.
Renala reaches over and she kind of begins to touch at the edges of the wound. She's like, "No, just hold still. I've got this. Just hold still."
God.
And as she touches it, and you just sort of hear her kind of whistle a little tune, the wounds heal over. She casts Cure Wounds on you.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thanks, babe.
I got you, boo. Oh, almost max. For 11 hit points.
Sweet. Cool. So the bleeding's probably stopped. Now it's just a bunch of scratches and things on him that are the blood has stopped pouring out of him. And
good.
The corpse. Where's the corpse?
Thakit is carrying the corpse over his shoulder.
Okay, so the Thakit's just humbling there. I guess I would take some bandages and wrap it around the throat so it doesn't bleed all over the floor.
I'm gonna say the blood is probably long since poured out in transit, and everywhere upstairs it's like a massacre has happened.
Yep.
But yeah, down here it's getting fairly late towards the night, so there are no children wandering around, or at least there shouldn't be.
Yeah, I'm just waiting patiently.
We probably come out after a few minutes after that, and
you would notice that Kythia is wearing Balance's cloak. She gives him a tight hug and makes her way off to where her things are from the alchemy room.
Balance turns to look at you and, who's that?
A dead man who tried to kill me.
Recent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And judging from his face, it's not around. I'll lift up the hood and show that it's an elven corpse.
Do I recognize the figure?
No, there'd be no way that you could.
Can I take a look at the body, see if there are any distinguishing marks or any items of identification?
Yeah, you both can. You can both take an investigation check if you like.
28.
16.
There are no identifying markers whatsoever. There are no coins. There are no tattoos. Their face you wouldn't be able to easily pick out of a crowd. There's no obvious magical effects on them. None of their item. They are carrying one ring, which is clearly magical. Yeah, they'd be carrying one ring, which is clearly magical. They are kitted out with daggers absolutely everywhere. Everything of theirs has been dulled metal-wise. Their armor has been dulled, so it's no longer shiny. They are clearly kitted out to have no ID and be as sneaky and quiet as possible.
Balance is gonna take the ring. How many daggers were there?
6.
Okay. Any other weapons? I didn't.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh,
You also notice that Pintor's cut up to shit.
Yeah, and also your brother's like been slashed to hell.
I would help, but I'm at 0.
Yeah. All good.
Um,
I'm not immediately bleeding out all over the floor, so.
No.
We should probably inform the others, including Demi.
Yeah.
I think security should probably be turned up for the night at the very least until everyone departs.
I agree. Definitely saw more. As I was running and chased after this one, he was running towards a group, so there's probably more.
How many?
I couldn't get a really good look. It was all happened really fast. I was chasing after him, saw the group, quickly killed him, and as soon as I looked back up, they were gone.
How recent was this?
How long has it been? Like 10 minutes-ish?
Probably about 15 minutes, yeah.
About like 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
It might be safe if we just stay here.
That's not the concern. Hang on a second. Balance is going to immediately start running towards the barracks. He's looking for Benno and he's looking for Rondi.
Okay. Rondi is tucked up in bed like he should be. Benno is he's in the kind of entrance hall area where the fountain is. He's not pacing up and down outside the temple room anymore because there are clearly people occupying it.
Okay. In that case, let's assume going in order, he gets to Benno first.
Okay.
Balance is going to run into the room and find Benno and be like, Benno, I need to ask a favor of you.
Sure. What can I help?
There was an assassination attempt on Pintor just
Is he okay?
minutes ago. He's fine. He was able to slay the attacker, however, there were several others. Do you think you could put together a team and try to track them down?
I'm on it. And with that, he gets up and runs towards the barracks.
Balance is going to join him to make sure that people are made aware. If he runs by and sees Demi, he's going to be like, if he sees Squash, he'll be like,
Demi is clearly not here. Where Squash is, I will leave up to Squash.
Do I encounter Squash?
I would assume not. I think this is around the time Squash is kind of just wandering the underground area.
That's where we are right now.
Yeah, I'm saying like he's genuinely fucking wandering. Like, how big is this area?
It's big enough. Like, there are a couple of very big rooms in here. The entrance hall is not small.
So yeah, fuck it. Yeah, sure. You run into Squash as he begins to wander again.
Okay, how fucked up does he look right now?
He looks more zoned out than fucked up. Like you like when you come up to him, he like recognizes you. Like, oh, hey, Balance.
Squash. I have a favor to ask.
Yeah, sure, of course.
There was an assassination attempt on Pinto just minutes ago. Yeah, he's fine. I have Benno trying to put together a team of people to track these folks down. Do you think you can aid them?
Oh, yeah, I'm super good at tracking things.
Good. Fantastic. And Balance immediately just starts running off again and chase after Benno.
Squash is following you, I think.
I don't know if this is what you wanted to happen, V, but this is where my mind is going.
Sure.
Is that there is a squad of people out there.
Pintor is definitely following behind Balance as he's going through people. That way, people who need to track, he can like show where he was, where he killed the person, and where he saw the people.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So Balance is currently in put together tracker team.
All right. I guess like Benno would make his way into the barracks. You see him running around, waking up one of the drow. Looks a bit of a range assault themselves. And they have a very quick and very fast conversation. You see the guy grab his stuff. You see Benno grabbing all of his extra stuff too. Yeah. And Squash. You see Benno like looking down at Squash like,
He'll be helpful.
sure.
Gosh, this
let's
is
go.
important to me, please.
I didn't start it.
No. You seem a little off tonight. I just want to make sure you're up for this.
I'm fine. I'll track these motherfuckers down. No problem.
Okay. Pintor, will you be able to show them?
Yeah, I'll run through the whole scene. I'll point to the balcony I was standing at, where he attempted to stab, where I chased him down, where I killed the guy, where they were.
We'll do this bit here. I would like Squash.
Before that,
Who are you looking for now?
I'm not looking for anybody. Balance wants to just make sure these guys are aware. This is not a dive headlong into combat. This is a find where these people are hiding and do not engage.
But Benno's not really a fighter.
Some of the others in this group.
There's one other dude traveling with.
Okay, 2 out of 4.
He would trust, yeah.
2 out of 4 are combat ready. Well, okay, 1.5 because Pintor's kind of half bleeding.
I'm okay now. More or less.
Okay, it's a track, not a kill. Everyone understands. Squash. I would like you to make...
Wait, hold on. Squash. Everyone understands comma squash or everyone understands squash?
Everyone understands. Now, Squash.
Nobody understands
I need
squash.
you to make... I would like you to make a survival roll, please.
You're not going to be happy about this.
One thing you're not are you training in this? I hate you already.
Oh, he's super good at survival. I remember.
There we go. Yeah, it's a 21 survival check.
I'd like you to roll that again, please.
He rolled a 7.
Wow.
That's a 31 natural crit, natural 20 survival roll after that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I wanted you to roll that with advantage, but I forgot to get the words out.
Squash turns around, he's like, oh, they're right there.
Those words out.
They were hiding under the balcony. They were like, they'll never see me here.
It doesn't take you particularly long, Squash, but you manage to track down that there are 4 people. From their gait, from their walk, you figure out that they are probably all elves. You figure that they are all probably similarly attired and dressed to the other one by the way they walk. And it doesn't take you probably 10, 15 minutes to track at least one of them down. You see the tracks lead you directly to a place in the town that has been broken apart, where there looks like there is a huge crack in the earth, just outside of the graveyard, let's say. You can see, basically, as you track them down, you can see that they're on a little ledge partway down this crack in the earth, and you see them beginning to recover their things, begin to take off their robes and their cloaks so that they can change into more blend-inable items of clothing, and you just see them standing below you.
Squash. Nah. I can't one-shot this motherfucker. There's no way in hell.
But 4 of you might.
Yeah, Squash kind of...
I'm not there.
Yeah, Squash is kind of... I'm going to say that as Squash got closer and closer, he could like see that the tracks were getting fresher and fresher, that they were actually like catching up to whoever the fuck it was. And he kind of left the more noisy ones behind as he like went.
I'm going to say that Benno and his drow companion decide to hold back a little bit. So I'm going to say that Pintor and Squash, because you're both rogues.
All right. Yeah. Squash just kind of like shoulder bumps you. And
hey, we're rogues. We can speak and these can't.
Yeah, we are.
Hand signs, baby.
Communicate in the virtually silent thieves can. I hate this so much.
Yeah, he just kind of bumps you and goes like, yeah. I can see them. He's alone. Just down here. And Squash like points out exactly where he is to Pintor.
Cool.
And then he kind of looks at you and like, how accurate are you with fired weapons?
I'm okay.
Okay. How far away is the guy right now?
Let's say 40 feet.
40 feet. That is I'm gonna have to get a little closer from a hand crossbow, not to fuck up.
Oh no!
Yep, bastard.
Oh no!
It's not like my stealth is probably like passively higher than whatever his like maximum perception is. Yeah, Squash is just gonna like okay, we need to get a little closer, okay?
I take out my short bow that I have on me. What language
That's
does
just not going well.
Squash speak?
Squash. This Squash only speaks, I think it was human and halfling, common and halfling. Sorry.
Common and halfling. Okay, cool. There's a bunch of etchings on my short bow in a different language.
It's common, halfling. Oh, he speaks dwarf and undercommon. I forgot about that. And of course, thieves' cants.
Yeah, you still wouldn't understand what's written.
No, it's in spooky elf language.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spooky elf language.
Spooky elf language.
All right, Squash is gonna move in until he's within 30 feet of the guy.
I'll keep a little bit of distance behind him and just keep an arrow.
I would like you both to roll a sneak or stealth.
All right.
Something you could potentially fail on.
One of those things I'm not gonna fail. Oh, come on, dude. What's that? Proficiencies?
Well, proficiency is super close
I'm
to a
going to
stealth
use
roll.
my last luck of the day, and I'm going to reroll my
Okay.
stealth just because I want a higher stealth.
Yeah.
Not
There you go.
Natty 20, 30. Good use of
It's
luck.
unusual, Squash, for someone to be sneakier than you, but you have found him.
I found.
You two
The protege.
basically walk. You two can just like fucking sneak up completely, like the tallest dude in the world, the shortest little dude in the world, like little and large, sneaking their way up into this poor, unsuspecting potential elven maybe assassin. Yeah, you guys are super hidden. No one hears you. They don't even spot, like the Benno and his drow companion don't even know where the hell you two have gone. No.
Cool. I'm waiting
Sure.
on Squash's signal, but I have an arrow knocked and ready to go.
Okay.
All right. Squash is actually gonna try something else out, and he's
Okay.
gonna try. Like he has his hand crossbow out, but he like slowly stows that away, and he gets out a kind of a particular dagger, and he's intending to try to knock the guy out with one dagger throw. I don't think I'm gonna get away with it, but
Non-lethal.
So you're gonna try and hit him with
Yeah.
the butt.
and basically he's just hoping that if the guy goes down, that Pinter is not gonna like shoot an arrow into the lying guy, and if the guy
I'm currently trying to aim for a leg to debilitate if need be.
Okay, I will allow this set of shenanigans to go forth. Squash, since you are trying to throw your dagger in a... No, you'd be skilled enough. You'd be able to make it spin the way you want it to. Sure. You two take attack rolls at advantage because you're sneaky. No one knows you two are there. Like, let's see if you can do a decent amount of damage before they even like notice you two are.
Oh, that's impressively bad.
So, what is the how did the short bow attack go?
That's a
Pencil?
16 to hit
With advantage.
with advantage.
I did say he was taking his armor off.
That is true.
Fine. You both hit.
Yeah.
All right, Squash's like particular dagger flies a little bit crooked and hits the guy not particularly well in the head, but he still takes 20 non-lethal piercing damage.
But he takes 17 lethal piercing damage.
sure.
In the leg. In the leg. I was
Okay,
aiming for
that's
the
your
leg.
2 sneak
Yeah.
rounds. So I'm going to need you both to roll initiative.
Yep.
I don't see this going very well for my dude, but let's give it a shot because, yep.
Oh, that's not impressive.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I got a 9 in initiative.
I got a 20.
Fuck, Squash is off today.
The assassin got a natural 20, so he got a 23.
We're gonna have a rogue off.
Funnily enough, I think you guys are going to win.
May the best rogue win.
It's a very quick match.
I'll tell you what,
Swashbuckler,
one
by
of
the way.
one of you take an intimidation check. I don't care which.
Oh, not Squash.
Intimidation check. I'll take it. Oh, I gotta get rid of initiative. Yep.
Just don't fail. We'll be alright.
21.
Hey.
Wow.
They put their hands in the air. They threw their weapons down. They just put their hands up high. They're surrendering. That's their action. Are you two gonna try and kill him?
Yeah. Squash like slowly walks up to him and just like pushes the dagger into his liver, like for Overwatch.
Ooh.
How about with no? Yeah, he throws his hands up in submission. They've clearly, they're clearly busted.
I keep another arrow knocked and walk up slowly, and then I will bind his wrists and drag him back.
Okay, you guys have managed to bag yourself a rogue. I hate your sneaks. I hate them so much. God damn it.
This is
All right,
so
you
cool.
Guys,
Favorite class.
You guys have an assassin to interrogate. What do you want to do?
We want to bring it to the master interrogator Balance for all his mind.
No, I need to
tricks.
sleep first.
God damn it.
Hi, buddy. Listen, I know we just caught you, but can you wait like 8 hours?
We have to take a trip.
What was that, Casey?
We have to take a trip.
I was playing with dead things.
All right.
We have a fantasy flight to catch to get us to the place.
It's a teleportation though. Like we'll just be there instantly.
We'll
Like
catch a red-eye flight in the morning. Don't worry about it.
we don't even need to. We just get there like 5 minutes before it starts.
I don't want to pay flight transfer fees.
It's Debbie.
What if they lose our luggage?
I just imagine Demi giving a spiel about losing items during teleportation.
Oh my god!
Please keep your
is
hands and
anybody
arms
wearing
inside the
metal? Because if you're
teleportation
wearing
circle at all
metal,
times.
then you're probably going to be losing some stuff. I'm just saying, if you wear metal, that's the reason to ask. No, that's clearly not happening.
It's always the metal.
Oh, okay. You guys bag yourself an elf to interrogate in the morning.
Cool.
Someone, just please say you're going to bed.
I need to go to bed.
I've already said I'm going to bed.
Oh wait,
You're already
before
in bed.
that,
Oh,
Balance does want to find somebody to identify the ring.
Okay, yeah, that's fairly easy.
We are in a witch's society.
Make Taylor's do it.
Does Talus know identify? If she does, that would be amazing to have her do it. Here,
Let me have a look.
here, Talus, why don't you have some experience? And
Funnily enough, I have decided what Talus is. I just haven't statted her out. I didn't think you'd be utilizing a poor child of 8 years old in the middle of the night to identify your
fantasy
damn
world.
ring.
oh yeah, it is. No, if it's the middle of the night, that's fair. Balance won't.
Does Rhinala know identify?
But it's okay if Rondi.
No.
It's the middle of the
Rondi
night.
is the leader.
and
Yeah,
you're walking
he
in
has
your
a-
sleep.
He has a political position. Yeah, I would absolutely wake Rondi up. Not for this, but I was gonna get Rondi to put a team together, but figure Benno's probably more qualified to pick people.
Do you know what? She actually would. She's an artificer, but she would get them as a ritual. So
Why do I just
yeah.
see Balance kicking up a door like, tell us about this is right.
Talus! Wait, no. It's like The Simpsons. Boo! Talus, I don't mean to alarm you, but I need you to identify this ring for me.
Okay. Yes, she would know. Okay. Rhal. You know what I need from you?
Uh-oh.
A sleepy time roll.
I need you to give me a sleepy time roll. At this point in time, you are still rolling d20s, I think.
Yeah, he hasn't
Yeah.
dropped yet.
This is
Yeah.
my first sleep since the first one.
Yes.
Oh boy. We had a busy day.
Are you, more importantly, are you taking your little potion before you go to sleep so you'll have advantage or not?
Well, it's not a con save. It's a straight D20 roll, isn't it?
Oh, no, yeah, this is straight d20. You might need it.
Yeah,
like,
this is
you
kind of
know.
a luck roll more so than anything.
All right, go for it.
It's not really a con save. It's just a time keeper.
Yeah.
This is a 12.
You're good. You wake up feeling rough, but you have removed your level of exhaustion. Bogrim doesn't need to force a potion of healing down your throats. Yeah, you're doing
Yay.
better than yesterday. You're doing better than yesterday. Okay, Zaltanna,
What's up?
you have difficulty getting to sleep.
Yeah.
As you would expect. However, the copious amount of alcohol that your friends have been providing has been helping you at least fall into unconsciousness, if nothing else. First thing in the morning, about an hour or two before sunrise, Benno comes and wakes you up, gives you a little shake on the shoulder.
Benno?
Hi. There's a thing I want you to be with me for.
Okay.
You just need to be awake.
Yeah, I didn't sleep too good, so I'm not really asleep. And she gets up.
He lets you get dressed. He indicates you don't need to wear your armor, but you can if you want to. It's your choice.
Zaltanna's paranoid. Of course she's going to wear her armor.
Good choice. He takes you out to the graveyard. As you arrive, you notice that the graveyard has a giant crack in it. Pieces of the earth are floating in midair. The breaking of the world has begun to affect this area too. It's very peculiar seeing half of a sarcophagus, half of a coffin floating in midair and the other half down in the earth, but it's the way this new world works. As he gets there, he turns to you and says, Adet and I, there's a thing that elves do when their loved ones die. Our godparents give us acorns, and he pulls out a pale acorn. It's almost identical to the one that Balance gave you just after the funeral. And he says, your godparents give you these, and you plant them in the earth when you lose someone. Adet and I never had godparents, but we gave one to each other, just in case. I would always use mine on Adet, and Adet, she would have used hers on you when you passed away. You don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything, just be here and think of her. He takes a couple of steps to the side. You can see that he's already prepared, already found things for this ritual that he's doing. He's found bright flowers of bright reds, deep blues, purples, and he places them in a circle and asks you to stand inside. He pours water on the ground. He lights an incense stick and puts it in the ground so it just smokes in the very center. He places the acorn where the ash from the stick would fall upon it. And he says, my sister, Adet Thunderheart, the idea is not to live without end. The idea is to create a legacy for the ages. And as he pours the water again on the acorn, you see it sink into the earth. You see the ash blow away. And he just holds your hands over the top of this for a few moments, closing his eyes. And then you feel something moving at your feet. And as you look down, you see a small green stem of a flower begin to shoot upwards. And he just smiles at you. And he says, if you want, I can plant yours next to hers when it comes to it.
I'd like that.
He gives you a hug, and he makes his way back to the Witcher Society. Do you want to do anything else?
Stare dazedly at the flower and tear up.
Good start to the morning. Yep. Okay. All right. Pintor. Balance.
Hi.
Anyone else who wants to interrogate this elf?
No interest.
Oh, man.
Why don't you let your acid friend know that you need someone interrogated?
Why don't you sleep somewhere where we're fucking living?
I'm just going to say that if you want him to be there, like, you can send messages or he'll be turning up at the witch's site in a convenient time. Like, it's totally fine.
Yeah, Rob will wake up and say bye to Bogrum.
Yeah.
And then go find everyone
He gives
else.
you a big... Bogrum just, like, gives you a big bear hug as much as he can because he's way shorter than you. And he says, I'll be seeing you around.
Of course.
Be safe.
I will try.
Okay. With that, I'm guessing that the four of you, because Squash has no interest in intimidating a person, the four of you are able to interrogate this elf. This elf is probably the most average, mundane looking person that you have ever seen. They're very similar in appearance to the dead elf. They had no markings on them, no tattoos. Their face doesn't stand out to you. There are no major features. They weren't carrying anything more significant than a couple of daggers. That's genuinely it.
We definitely took all of its shit off. Like, this person has nothing but like trousers on.
Where are you interrogating this poor sap?
Let's do it in the death room. Just be like, you see that chair?
That's mine.
I love the way that you said that, like you were picking out furniture.
Ooh.
This is balance. This is Balance's like thing.
Let's do it in the death room. There's such a nice atmosphere in there.
So wait,
the windows are facing north.
Who is it?
Very cheery.
Me, Balance, Zaltanna, and who's with us?
Rhal.
Okay, so it's all four of us. Okay, cool.
Okay, so I'm going to say that Pinter and Balance have already tied this guy up to the death chair.
No. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Rhal turns up.
No. We're not tying him to the death chair.
You're not tying him to the death chair.
We're going to do it in the death room as part of the...
Okay.
If you don't do what we tell you, we'll put you in the chair.
You know, this room doesn't look intimidating, right? It's just like a round room with a chair in the middle of it.
I remember the description of the chair was that the chair was fucking terrifying. Like it was made out of bone and shit. I remember this. I was like, oh fuck, that's a scary chair. And then Rhal was like, I sit in it. And it's like, you idiot.
Yeah, Rhal.
But the inspector was like, hey, idiot.
Hey, yeah, that's dumb.
Don't
right?
sit in the death chair.
You sat in my chair, fool. Welcome to hell. Just kidding.
Yeah, it was probably a really metal sounding chair, wasn't it? Yeah, of course it was. Why would I do anything else?
So I've never seen this room. It's just a round room with a chair.
It was pretty clear to us.
It was pretty clear that this was a scary chair.
Yeah, this was a scary chair. Now I remember. Yeah, this is the scariest of chairs. If a chair could intimidate you, this would be it. Okay, yeah, there's a scary, intimidating looking chair in here.
Okay.
Fine, I'll let you have that. Okay, fine. You four are in this room.
I do our reaping.
Wait a minute. We leave the room before Rhal does that.
I do growls.
We all go, all right. To open the proceedings, Rhal, if you could, please. Everybody walks out. Close the door.
Thumbs up.
Okay, I need you to link that ability for me if you're really doing it.
Absolutely. It's a great idea.
It is a great idea. I love it. Thank you.
What is this? Hold on.
Okay, so within this room, Rhal becomes the scary monster of scary deafness.
Oh my God.
Not that anyone other than this poor elf can see.
We know what's happening. We can use our imaginations.
But they save.
Ooh.
Damn.
Ooh.
They just sit and look at you. They get like an eye, like wide eye of a little bit of terror, but they don't seem to like want to have to run away. They don't seem like unable to control their emotions. They're just upset.
Rhal just like looks at him and then just drops the hour of reaping and just kind of sighs and looks at him. It didn't work. You come back in.
Okay. All right.
All right. What do you guys want to do?
All right. So Balance is gonna kind of stand over this guy because you have to assert dominance, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
As we all know from
And
all our
say-
interrogations throughout the days.
Right. Does Zaltanna
She
speak
does.
Elvish? I think she does, right? We've had
Yes.
this whole... Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
right.
hate me speaking Elvish, though.
Yes, I do. But I wanted to refresh my memory on this. Okay. The only one who doesn't is Rhal. Okay.
And Squash.
And Squash.
But he's not here.
Okay, so then in Elvish, Balance is going to say, all right, I'm sure you're quite aware how this works, so you either tell us what we need to know, or we can go this route, pointing at Zaltanna.
She cracks her knuckles.
Beautiful.
We can go this route, pointing at Rhal.
I drool.
I just assume just the look of you in general is pretty scary.
Hinky. Yeah. Okay.
Or-
Also equally it's terrifying.
Or me and my brother here can just have some fun. Take turns. He'll use, his fun, and I'll use mine.
You see him raise an eyebrow as you mentioned that, and he
I
just
know.
nods.
I did that intentional.
Yeah.
I noticed the eyebrow raise.
Yes. Yeah, it was fairly easy.
Okay. Oh, I see you weren't made aware. Interesting. All right. I imagine you've probably heard the rumors then.
They just look up at you. They don't say anything.
What were you kept in the dark?
Take an insight check.
All right. Obviously, I've got the aura sight going.
Of course.
It's an interrogation. 21.
They were seemingly not made aware that you were alive. They were kept in the dark about this.
Okay. Interesting. You really don't know. All right. That should make things very fun then. So, let's start with the basics. Who sent you?
They refused to answer.
All right. If you don't want to answer that, then if you could pick a number between 1, 2, 3. Pick a number between 1 and 3 if you could.
They refused to answer.
All right. I'll pick for you then. Balance just kind of is very Balance is kind of laying on the asshole here and just kind of spinning his hand in the air and then points at Zaltanna. Zaltanna, would you like us to step out? I don't know how much of a show you want to put on.
I'm just gonna backhand him.
Ooh.
Okay, sure. Take an intimidation check for me.
14.
As you backhand them, you hear a nice, familiar crack as you've clearly broken their nose, and they turn back, and you see blood beginning to pour down. But they refuse to budge.
Do you mind if I check something quick?
Oh,
Sure.
I walk up to him. I grab the top of his face and I pull his jaw down. Does he have a tongue?
No.
I turn around and I go, he can't say anything.
who knows sign language?
I mean,
let's use things
I can
like
speak to him in Thieves' Camp, but I'm not really keen on the idea of untying his hands.
Pinter grabs his hand, pulls off his glove. He has no fingers.
No!
What if I restrain him bodily, and you guys untie his hands? You took all his shit off, right? So,
Right.
well, okay, wait. Presumably, we don't even know if he can hear us, right?
No, he can
He
definitely
nods.
hear us.
Okay,
he nods
good.
when you say that.
Can you speak Thieves' Can't? Nod yes and no.
He nods once for yes.
Okay, perfect. And you guys can do that with your hands?
Yeah.
All right. And she goes and she puts her arms around him from the back. Goes, untie his hands. I'm going to keep him strapped to this chair with my muscles.
And understand, if you try to pull anything, we will end you.
He indicates he indicates that he's very well aware.
And it will not be quick. I promise you that.
Ooh, actually, before they untie his hands, I'm gonna take one of my like little hand axes out and hold it against him while I'm
Okay.
All right.
I know my shit. I was a gangster.
Okay, so what are the questions you wish to ask him?
So first I'll ask who sent him.
He indicates a woman named. He indicates a woman named Finnair.
I don't remember that.
Pintor, you're the only one who may be able to make this leap, so I need you to make a history check.
Oh, 17.
Finnair is the new High Inquisitor.
Oh. I'll turn and say, the High Inquisitor, Finnair. New.
Finnair.
You would know that the old High Inquisitor, whose name you don't know, Pintor, apparently died in somewhat mysterious circumstances.
Okay.
What else do we want to know?
What were the orders given?
I signed that to him.
He indicates that he was supposed to kill Laffian.
Question mark.
The description he had was of someone who looked like Pintor, but with darker hair.
How many of them were there in total? There was a group of them.
He indicates 6.
Was there a place where the group was supposed to rendezvous?
He refuses to answer.
Balance is going to give a side look to Rhal and say, you want to give a shot? Since he doesn't seem to want to comply with this.
Rhal steps up. Where's Zaltanna?
She's holding him from behind, like in a big bear hug, but with sharp,
With an
pointy
axe to his-
objects.
An axe to his throat, I think, right?
No, well, I assumed her arms are like around his middle because I feel like his
that's
throat's
fine.
probably
I
too
don't-
far up.
Yeah, I don't intend to catch all of him in this, but Rhal's intimidation method is to he's walking up, he's like, okay, just a little bit of acid. And he does his whole breath weapon.
Jesus Christ.
He's
But
like, I'm
he,
gonna drool on you.
He catches like just the bottom half and then like redirects his head and acts kind of surprised.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say yes, that's going to intimidate him, and you don't need to roll for that.
He can take half damage.
He indicates that they were supposed to rendezvous back in Beligbud. They weren't supposed to meet up after the mission had been accomplished. They were supposed to just go report back to their boss.
What other targets were there, since there seemed to be one aiming for Pintor? Who were the others after?
He indicates they were all after the same description.
They weren't actually sent for you then, Pintor.
I'll ask, why did you come after me? Or was that a mistake?
They indicate that they received a description of someone who looks like Pinto but with dark hair. They indicate that they are working off of rumor, as they found a person out in the streets they thought was very, very close to the description, because the dark hair description was that of being dyed. It's fairly easy to wash dye out. So they assumed that you were the target.
How recent were the orders given?
You guys should note you're on day 54. And that they received the order probably less than 2 weeks ago.
Less than 2 weeks ago?
Yes, less than 14 days. Let's say 10. Let's say 10 days. That's a good number.
I'll ask, what do you know of Queen Glinglarith's plans?
They shrug. They don't know.
Can I get a aura read on that?
Of course.
Dirty 20.
It is the aura of certainty. They don't know. They're not lying.
Okay.
They ask you in Thieves' Cant, what are you going to do with them?
You relay that to us?
I'll Thieves Cant back. What are you going to do if we let you go?
They indicate that they will probably head south.
I'll relay that to everybody.
Can I get a read on that?
Sure. Following your 20, they're not lying.
But going south doesn't mean they can't relay a message.
My thoughts exactly. What is your name?
Yen.
Yeah.
Yen.
Ayen.
Yes.
Okay.
The apostrophe between air and yen.
Yen.
Okay. Well,
It's a pronounceable name Thirsty gave us.
it's borderline thirsty. Borderline.
I put the apostrophe in and I also pronounce it completely incorrectly, but I don't care.
Oh, was it supposed to be like Ian?
I don't know. It's like written Alryen. I'm like, Ayen's close enough.
Well, Ayan, it seems to me that you found yourself on the wrong side of this matter. That being said, I'm on the fence about things. We could just force you into serving us, repaying the debt that you owe for trying to take our lives. Or rather mine, I should
Take
say.
a persuasion roll.
Sure. 13.
They seem nonplussed with the offer.
Your skills could be useful. We're trying to save the world as opposed to trying to just take lives like you seem to be doing. Is that not worthy enough?
I Thieves Cant to him. What did they offer you?
He indicates his mouth.
So his voice back.
Yes.
Oh my god, he's the Little Mermaid, but evil.
I'll turn to Balance. Do we know of someone who can heal a tongue like that?
I imagine there's probably a few people here that might have that kind of capability.
There's got to be someone at the Witches Society who can do it.
In either case, we can't readily let them go. They know too much. As it stands, we brought you down here.
I'll sign back. Do you have any loyalties toward the Elven Crown?
He looks at the pair of you and he... Pintor, can you roll a persuasion roll for me?
Am I aiding?
No.
Oh.
11. I can't believe I have a +8.
Can I give my inspiration?
Actually,
Yes, you
I
can.
can. Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, it's a new day.
I have all my luck back,
guess.
yeah.
Oh, all right.
I can use luck.
Fine.
Rescind.
17.
He looks to you and he indicates in Thieves' Cant, I will have loyalty to whoever returns my voice.
What did he say?
If we bring his voice back, he'll have loyalty to us.
Can I read his aura on that?
Sure.
13.
You can't really tell.
Well, I don't think it can hurt to ask. And once he has his tongue back, we can speak in earnest, perhaps.
I agree.
Zaltanna, could you tie him back up, please?
You got it, boss.
Yeah.
Balance has like an amused smirk at that comment, is just not going to say anything.
Yep, with just a joyful hi-ho and off to work we go. He gets tied up again.
Excuse me, that's racist.
Racism. Oh, what? Is it because she's a dwarf?
Yeah.
Oof.
It was the most
Okay,
deadpan sarcastic, yes, boss.
I know.
Look to camera. Full flash. Okay. After you guys tie this person up, the guards agree to keep an eye on them, keep them contained. I mean, it is right next to the mirror room, which they are also guarding. And agree to keep an eye on them. Kythea, Thakit, and Bogrim are essentially about to leave. They are taking 3 drow companions with them, all who've come from Savras's army, because, it'd be useful to travel. And they begin to make their way north. There are, as you would expect, some teary goodbyes. Lots of hugs are given. Bogrim swearing that he will try and find as much about this Clockwork Heart as he is able to using the connections of the Fourfold. Thakit agreeing to get Kythea at least to the stronghold safely, to speak with his mother and then to go speak to Epella. And Kythea says that she will try her best to talk to whoever it is on the other side that will listen to her. One of the drow traveling with them has, they think, memorized the pattern for the Witches' Society teleportation circle. If not, they have at least been here, so that should up their chances of being able to return safely. Okay. Where is Squash while these guys are interrogating the poor elf?
Poor elf.
Poor elf.
I would assume that Squash is just in his bedroom, I guess. I think he has a room.
He doesn't have a bedroom.
Does he not have a bedroom?
No.
He had a bunk.
He's got a bunk in the barracks, or he could try and brave, keeping out in Demi's room.
Oh, no.
Or any of the other VIP rooms available, I guess. Inverted commas.
No, Squash slept in the streets, kind of, and is just back up and about now. He's used to that. That's his life before these maniacs showed up and started doing hero things.
And they were like, "Oh, Squash, be a hero, remember?"
Squash was the one that was like, "I've always dreamed of being a hero," and it's like, "Bitch, you are one."
Well, maybe I missed the simple times. Squash slept outside or in the underground city.
Okay. All right. It doesn't take long before the 5 of you realize that Demi has returned to the kind of temple-ish area. Again, as soon as she turns up, you just feel that kind of spark in the back of your your neck of just insane magic wandering around. And she calls to all of you to make your way to the barracks. A lot of people are moving out of the way. Talus and Caden are just off to one side next to the teleportation circle just to see you off as usual. Yes, balance.
What was the ring? Before I forget.
You're gonna make poor Talus identify your ring.
No, I was going to get someone else to do it. Just, I think we skimmed over the part with that.
Okay, you get the ring identified.
Yes.
You find someone to do it, or you force this poor child to do it. It is a ring of invisibility.
Oh.
It is a 1 charge, which has to be recharged at the beginning of the day.
Okay.
And it's 1 use of lesser invisibility.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna put that onto my character sheet. So it's 1 use once a day. It's lesser invisibility. Okay, so it's the
crappy one. Yeah.
Is it like the actual item ring of invisibility, or this is a separate thing?
A separate thing. It may be the same. I don't know, but it just has this thing stored in it. There are currently no charges in it. It has to be recharged each day.
Okay. Could I have recharged
you
it
roll to
during
recharge?
that night?
Yeah. You roll to recharge. So roll a d6. If you get a 6, it's recharged. If you don't, it's not recharged.
5.
It's not recharged.
Damn.
All right. Okay. Any other? Cool. Good. Demi arrives in a whirl of magic. She summons you all together. Renala is with also, because Renala is traveling with you guys too. Demi holds in one hand a small onyx ring. In her arms, she is carrying a very big axe. In the other hand, she is holding what looks like a scroll with which some of you would recognize to be the seals, ribbons, and colors of the lodge. She says, I have all these things. I have all these very exciting things. I have a ring. I have a scroll. I have an axe. I have all these wonderful things that all of you should have. So there should be a ring which makes someone like change into something else. There should be a scroll that allows someone else to pretend to be part of the lodge and bring their friends along. And I have this huge axe which my brother said that Zaltanna could borrow, but she could only borrow until she got a different weapon of her own. But I made like the argument that, if the world ends, then she can't really give it back. But if she can't give it back, well, that's not the end of the world. So it would be the end of the world if she can give it back. Listen, I have things for you.
Fantastic. What is for who besides the axe?
The ring. You wanted the ring. You wanted to look like someone else because you didn't want to look like the way you are, because you and Pintor will get confused between things, and people are like, oh, which one's Pintor? Which one's balanced? Which one's unbalanced? Which one isn't Pintor? Oh, who knows? And then people get very confused. And also, we don't want you to be tracked and figure out that's who you are, and we don't want to get like sussed out for being that down there, because they totally rip you apart, and that'd be very, very bad.
Fantastic. I'll need a full listing of how the ring functions, if you wouldn't mind.
The ring is a ring of alter self.
Oh, wait. Alter self or disguise self? Those are very different
Alter
things.
self.
Oh.
Yes, I know. This is a ring of alter self. It's the same as having an alter self cast on yourself. The DC is a 16 to basically see it with magical stuff. So if anyone was to roll a detect magic, they'd have to roll a 16 or above to see that you are.
Uses, duration, etc.
It's permanent.
Nani? Nani?
It's permanent.
Like,
as long as you're on, so long as you do a attunement to it.
It's the one ring, but you change yourself.
Not permanent, infinite duration.
Yeah, that's the one. As long as you're wearing it and attuned to it, you will look like something else.
and I can just keep doing that.
Yes.
So it's an at-will
she looks
alter
at
self,
this, I'm going to need it back because it doesn't belong to you and it doesn't belong to me either. It belongs to Wish Society, and if we lose that, we are super dead. There are very, very, very few of these things. And I know at least according to the law, there are at least 3 of these things made. And I know one of them is completely lost. No one has any idea. The other one is like somewhere else on this continent. But this one belongs to Wish Society, and if we lose it, I am super dead. Don't lose it. I'm going to win it back.
Sure, okay. Yeah, understood.
Are you intending to give it back?
Yeah, I mean, when his need of it is done.
It's not what she's asking. I'm going to need you to give it back as soon as we're done with this, because I need to get this back to the Witch Society before they notice it's gone.
Aren't you in charge of the Witches Society?
Yes, but there are other people I answer to. People who want to see me not in charge anymore.
Oh.
Demi, did you steal that?
I don't feel comfortable answering that because I don't want to admit to the things I have or haven't done, and I prefer to have a lot, like, if it less you know, the better,
Pintor's
really.
just nodding in the background like, there it is. There it is.
All right, sure. I will give it back to you when we are done with this whole bit.
Good.
If I can petition to use it when we have to go to Beligboot, it may be of aid getting there.
She raises one hand, like kind of like one finger up, and she looks like she's contemplating. She says, we're going to have to discuss that when we come back, because I don't know how long I'll be able to hide the fact that this is missing. People will know that things are missing. There's only so long legs that I can keep these spells going to hide them and the such like. But yes, we will have to talk about that unless you just want to steal it, in which case I had nothing to do with this. And if they come down hard on you, then I will have to act accordingly.
Understood. Discussion for another day then. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Next. And she holds the scroll out to Rhal.
Rhal takes it and looks at it.
She says, my brother dropped this off to me this morning before he had to go back. And he said that you should just give this to the man who's in charge over at the housing over at the GDC, and said that you would be able to pretend that you are acting on his behalf, and then you could take a +1 if you need to take a +1. So this allows you to act in his place for the meeting that's coming up in the next day or two. Yeah.
Okay. Rhal, all right, not Shadow Strike.
Rhal.
What?
Says Rhal.
Okay. Just gotta make sure. Shadow Strike's the one with the name. You know, he's the good fighter.
I think you'll be okay. It's almost like a sanctuary there. Like, yeah, almost. I mean, don't kill anyone while you're there, or don't like see anything while you're there. Well, we're trying to steal something. Well, this is super dangerous. You guys are aware that this is really dangerous. We are going up against very powerful magic and some very powerful people here. They could just like ruin us in half a second.
Rhal covers his ears.
Rhal, don't panic. Everything's going to be fine. As she kind of like reaches out, like either like to like grab your shoulders either side, and like the axe kind of like bounces off of her, out of her arms and like falls and clatters to the ground. But she's very earnestly trying to calm Rhal down whilst at the same time not being able to contain herself. Oh, the axe. Yes, the big dropping axe thing. This my brother said you could borrow, but he also wants this back. Like, he's very attached to this. It's very important to him. It's very important to me that he doesn't lose this, and it's very important that he gets it back when you're finished with it. Like, when we're done here, when you get a new weapon, he's going to need this back. I need him to have this back.
Yeah, of course. Look, Cal's gonna come back, and then I will give you back the axe. But until Cal comes back, I'll use this. What does it do?
It's really good. Well, it could be really good. Well, I mean, it depends how good the person that you're casting it against. She hands it over to you, and she says, it has the ability to cast whole person on people, like twist. There's charging in it, and it allows you to just like freeze a person in face, which is really useful if you're trying to like whack the hell out of them. You're just like, no, I just need you not to run away. I just need to continue beating you faster. It allows you to do that, and also it's really good at hitting things and hurting things. I will now release to you the Roll20 handout thing that tells you what this weapon does. I'm just going to open it to everyone because it means that Arch, you can fix Casey's sheet to have the right thing.
God bless you. I'm so bad at these Roll20 sheets.
I'm a god at it. You
are.
should see Balance's character sheet.
Arch, god of Roll20 sheets.
Maybe that's why Roll20 hates me. It's because I make it work for me.
It's like, who's god now,
Roll20's like,
bitch?
you make me your bitch, I will make you your bitch in RNG.
My Roll20 is goofy. Under flaws, it just says 17, and I don't know why.
Rhal has 17 whole flaws.
Neil, you're supposed to put what they are, not how many you have.
It is a weapon called Stopping Power. It is a great axe. It is a +2 weapon. It holds 3 charges and regains 1 charge every dawn. It allows you to use as a bonus action to cast a level 2 hold person.
That's a nice thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
That's really good.
I mean, it's no rapier, but it's all right.
No, well, it's not the rapier. I don't think anything will ever contest that rapier.
Well, I love that rapier.
Sorry, Cal. That rapier, though.
I'm very partial to Callan Morn, so
I'm sure you
Yeah.
are.
Callan Morn is BFF forever.
Statistically. Holy shit.
Callan Morn is my heart.
So yeah, you guys have all of your things.
I'm attuning right now.
It's an hour to attune.
Yeah, Balance is literally just standing there, like holding the ring on, like.
Yep, it's an hour to attune, which you don't currently have.
He's like holding it, like, I need this to work though. Demi, I need this to work like right now though.
She kind of like buzzes from side to side, like, okay, well, like, Yil will not really mind if we're like an hour or so late after I said we were going to be. And I really should have thought about this first, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So you should go sit down in the corner and hold on to the ring until it works.
Good plan. Balance just goes right over and just sits down and is like, this is going to help me. This is going to be very good. I'm going to look like someone else. This is fantastic. And if I need to do things, I can just... And he's neurotically rubbing the ring on his finger like, this is going to be good.
Demi looks down at Squash and she looks at Balance and looks down at Squash like, I didn't affect him with that. He's just mumbling on his own. I had absolutely nothing to do with that. That's not my fault.
If we have to wait an hour, Pintor's going to step away for a second.
Okay. What does Pintor want to
Pintor
do?
wants to go back downstairs to the prisoner.
The prisoner is on the same level as you guys, so yeah, you can just go
cool.
straight there.
I'm going to go there and then walk in with one of the guards take a look at the prisoner and just kind of sign to him, we have to leave for a second. We have to leave for a bit. When we get back, we'll get you a tongue. And then I look at the guard and I say, make sure he's well fed.
Roll a persuasion check.
27.
He waves and signs for your attention.
I look back at him.
And he says, I think your aunt placed your father there. At the club. I think. And then he just settles back down.
I'll sign back to him. Thank you. And then I leave.
Okay. Zaltanna, anything you want to do in your last hour here in Falsam?
Nope.
Cool. Rhal, anything you want to do in your last hour here in Falsam?
Everyone's getting real nervous, which makes Rhal nervous. That pain powder stuff that I have.
Yeah.
Hold on. I clicked it accidentally. I didn't mean to. That's just marking how many I have.
Okay.
How does it work? I think the way it was described is it was the next con save that I make. So it basically holds over until that con save and then it's dropped. So I can do it to keep myself calm up until I fail a save.
Yes.
Okay.
So like,
or up until I make a save rather.
Yeah. So you make a save, like you'll just get advantage on the next one. So you could take it now and then it will just last you until you need a con save. Okay.
He nervously takes his pain powder stuff and tries to remain calm.
Okay, that's cool. It doesn't taste too good. It's very bitter. Okay, Squash.
Squash is doing nothing. He's focused on just trying not to drift, basically.
Okay.
Just trying to stay in the moment, in the place, in the activities.
Okay. With that, an hour later, Balance is attuned. Balance 3.0.
Hi.
Balance 3.0 looks like a human. Balance 3.0 has dark blue eyes and has a peppering of white in his short grey hair and short grey beard. He is approximately the same height and weight as Balance 1.0, but he's just a little smaller in the ear area, slightly tidier hair. Do you want to give a name to your human appearance, Balance 3.0?
I poke you.
Why am I a human? I don't get to control that?
No. This is all pre-programmed.
Why?
Because it's a ring. It's a specific ring.
Oh, I don't get to actually use the spell. Oh. Fuck.
You can't keep changing what you look like.
Oh. I got all excited.
I know you did. And I was thinking about busting you right there and then, but I thought, no, it'd be funnier this way.
Wow, V.
God, V. Why are you the best? That's hilarious.
Wow.
Thank you. If you haven't realised I'm an evil puppet master by now, I just masquerade as someone nice.
I don't fucking know. What kind of name would I go with for that?
Harold.
George.
Clooney.
No. Something off the Patreon list.
I get to pick.
Fine.
I will take one off the Patreon list. I get to pick it, though.
Okay, that's fine.
No fucking butt.
The list gets wild, y'all.
Butt sniff, whatever the fuck it is.
Butt sniff.
Fucking Thirsty puts it in.
He's never.
We tried.
Let's see if we can find some decent human names. There's Charlie Whiskey. Christopher Cantermere. And all the rest are definitely.
I like that one. Let's go with that one. Christopher Cantemere.
Okay.
My friends call me Cece.
Okay, I'm gonna copy the name into the chat. so you can determine exactly how you want to pronounce this.
Is this your attempt at doing like my ice cream names thing, and now all your characters are going to be named after pizza places? This is your first one.
CC's Pizza. Yep.
Your next character is going to be Domino.
Boy.
Domino the Knoll.
Domino. I'm gonna be just like the superhero heroine. She's superhero.
Yes.
And then you're next going to play a priest and he's going to name Father Jonathan. Sometimes people call him Papa John.
Papa. Yep.
I don't like it, and I don't appreciate it.
I like it.
No, and you know what? Then after that, I'll play a wizard, and my Leoman's tiny hut is a Pizza Hut.
And then I'll play a gnome named Little Caesar.
Please stop. I can't deal with this. All right, so your human name is going to be Christopher Cantemir. Perfect.
You guys disgust
I think we killed each other.
You're just unhappy because...
Oh, wait a minute. It's with a K? Okay, then my friends call me Casey.
Absolutely not. You can't do that to me. I'm too stupid to not get confused by that.
Demi calls you all together once Balance has assumed his human form. Talus waves goodbye as Demi takes Zaltanna and Rhal by the wrists and indicates everyone else to grab hands. She asks excitedly if anyone is wearing any metal.
Yep.
Oh, definitely.
Am I?
You literally just gave... Never mind.
Don't we all have weapons and stuff? So yes.
Most definitely.
Oh, Heavy.
Yeah.
Real quick question. At some point during one of these downtimes that we had, the little downtimes, could Balance like get himself some swords
Sure.
and maybe a longbow? Because like he's feeling kind of naked.
Sure. Yeah, you could replenish those. That's fine. So she grabs the wrists, and you guys feel that familiar tug in the back of your navel, like you're being pulled through something. The world around you all turns a little bit sepia. Rhal, for the most fleeting of moments, you see your spectre friend who's just waving at you, but you only see like half a movement of a hand before you guys are in a completely different place.
I wave at Spectre when we get there.
You guys find yourselves in a very large hall. You're at one end. Behind you there is a fireplace, but it's not currently lit. There is sunlight streaming in through large windows that go almost from the ground all the way up to the ceiling. It's probably double height ceiling. It's very ornate in here. Ahead of you, you see a pair of double doors which are currently closed, but they are ornately carved. For those of you who have existed in, well, Discora for a while, you'd recognize the architecture, the artistry, all the decorations here to be a mixture of elvish and dwarvish. You can see that there are tapestries hanging, which represent the Gentleman's Dueling Club itself. The ceiling above you is high and vaulted. There are beams in the ceiling that you could jump to and have a mind to hide up there should you wish. Squash you probably have at some point. There are also chandeliers in the ceiling, which cast a very nice light glow if they were lit. The floor is very shiny. It's black and white checkered pattern, large tiles. And as you walk across, you hear the clank, clank, clank of various bare feet, bare feet and leather-soled shoes as you go clanking your way along this corridor. As you get about halfway across this hallway, the double doors open, and before you there stands someone that Squash will know very well. The person standing before you is wearing dark blue leather tunic with copper buttons and an embroidered GDC upon their chest. He's wearing black trousers and smart black boots. He has slicked back blonde hair. His slicked back dark brown hair. They have a smattering of dark freckles and a very sharp nose. He looks human with dark ebony skin. He's clearly carrying a morning star upon his back, and also has a small necklace made of pale white horsehair with dark brown patches. You know this butler. His name is Yil, and he bows very deeply to you and looks up with a smile. Please come in. We have prepared this room for all of you and your guests. Please, this way, Miss Bluton. Hey everyone, it's V. Just gonna do a normal me outro this time because I don't want to do an outro as Jill. I want to say thank you to everyone for listening so far. This episode was interesting, let's say the least, and we finally get out of Falsam after finally getting to Falsam. We want to say thank you to one of our patrons in particular, Patrick Myers. Thank you very much for helping us out and make this show. Everything that you guys give to us just goes towards helping Neil out do like the editing stuff and for us to host websites and do all the extra series and stuff. So thank you guys so very much. If you want to go check out our website, it's theluckydie.com. It is, however, down at the moment for a little bit of maintenance, but it will be back up fairly shortly, so keep an eye on that. Now comes to the big list of things that I didn't want to do in the accent of Jill. It's the patron name thanks. So there are quite a few that got pulled out of the air today. There was Jill, which came from Fortello, Ayen, which is a bastardization of whatever Thirsty decided to type up and give to us, and also Christopher Cantemir, which came from Rogue 2015. So thank you guys very much. One of the benefits of being a patron at a certain level is that you can give us names to put inside the world. I may not use them exactly as you guys intended, but they're there, and thank you guys very much because it means that not everyone has a variation of the name Pete. So thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next week.
Are you looking for a D&D podcast that'll make you laugh? How about one that'll make you cry? Sweat profusely with stress and anxiety because of a flippin' mule? Taking Initiative is a Dungeons & Dragons 5e actual play podcast with an audio drama feel. These episodes are scored, character-driven, and filled with utter bullshit. Mostly because of Nick, let's be honest. Featuring special guests, the Venture Maidens, D&D is for nerds, and more. Plus, we're in Wizards of the Coast podcast of series.
Welcome, everyone.
It's your pal, Ray.
That was an interesting time you had, Nick.
I pat the horse on the rump. Thank you, great-grandfather.
He just said his hopes and dreams. He didn't cast a spell.
You gotta get down deep and lift from the knees.
So that's the only big organ he has.
Damn, Taking Initiative. Look us up on Twitter at TI_pod and on our website, takinginitiativepodcast.com.